Double 11 Sync strike Black 5-stage cross-border electricity supplier globalization also determined the logistics. Every reporter's eye-apping intern reporter Wang Xingping edited by Jianhua Zheng. The momentum of global buying and global selling has become irreversible because it gives consumers more freedom of choice. Double 11 just passed long ago. The global linkage Black 5 purchase carnival also staged in the early hours of November 24th. What deserves our attention is that the Black 5 Amway is also increasingly valued by Chinese consumers and has become a big business opportunity for China's cross-border import of electricity. The Daily Economic News reporter found that the e-commerce of cross-border imports by China's Black Friday Haitao this year has been very active. Cross-border import platform Links International Black 5 first day more than last year's Black 5 3 days of turnover, year-on-year surge of over 200, Jingdong Global first day of the battlefield last year, Black Friday twice the day. In this global buy, global sell tide, many companies are accelerating the layout for cross-border e-commerce cake. In addition to the competition in the supply chain, logistics has also become an important part of e-commerce platform game. In an interview with the Daily Economic News reporter, insiders said that building a sound overseas logistics system will become the key to the success of the globalization of cross-border e-commerce platform. Cross-border part combat power geometry. At present, globalization is becoming the new label of Alibaba, and Links International is the main front of Alibaba's new global retail. In 2017, Links International set a global strategy to buy and sell globally in the process of globalization. Their goal is to serve 2 billion consumers worldwide. Jingdong is no exception. It's this year's Double 11 as Global Goodies Festival, is to make consumers all over the world can enjoy high-quality goods from China. Jingdong, Links and other e-commerce platforms have seen why more emphasis on globalization this year. Cao Lei, director of China E-commerce Research Center, believes there are several reasons for this. First, the domestic traditional online shopping market has become saturated. Second, as a listed company, from the perspective of financial reporting needs, from the perspective of shareholders being responsible for the pursuit of maximizing economic benefits, they are increasing market imagination, increasing transaction volume, but also allow investors to feel the overseas market platform. The third is to meet the needs of consumer upgrades. Therefore, from Double 11 to Black 5, this took place in overseas purchases between tycoons and startups, and the global competition has become more intense. In this Black 5 view, there are currently a number of well-known large-scale platforms to carry out Black 5 activities. They are Amazon Overseas Purchase, Jingdong Global Shopping, Links International, Suning Overseas, Ocean Terminal, NetEase Quality Shopping, Small Red Book. In this Black 5 feast, the giant and vertical cross-border e-commerce startups are like the 8 immortals, all superb. It is understood that Links International and Jingdong Global Shopping is currently dominated by third-party sellers, mainly to strengthen their own supply chain to enhance the shopping experience. NAT's Koala is mainly self-oriented, Ocean Terminal and Amazon are cross-border straight mail as the focus. Xiaongbook is the earliest community e-commerce, has been trying to become an entrant to community life. Daily Economic News reporter noted that the current cross-border e-commerce industry, in addition to bonded imports and overseas direct mail competition, there is more competition between giants and startups. Fierce competition will gradually lead to the positioning of the major platforms began to differentiate. Differentiated competition strategy is increasingly evident. Asia-Pacific Institute of E-Commerce Lin Xiaong, vice president, told reporters, from the second half of 2014, China's import electricity supplier beginning of the outbreak, the development of now, whether it is business model, customs supervision and supply chain construction, import e-commerce are constantly maturing, and gradually regulate the rapid development. In Lin Xiaong's opinion, the 4.8 New Deal has substantially accelerated the formation of China's e-commerce import pattern. A large number of SMEs quit one after another. NetEase Koalas, Lynx International and JD.com accounted for more than 60% of the market share. A dozen second-tier teams such as Amazon, Ocean Terminal, Little Red Book and Honeydid followed. Despite the competition, confrontation is inevitable, but this year's Black 5 showed a strong import and export situation. So, Lynx International, Jingdong Global Shopping, Suning Outsourcing and other integrated e-commerce platform how to challenge the high level of independent cross-border e-commerce companies? In cross-border business, the pros and cons of giants and startups will be. Lin Xiaong told reporters analysis, as the major platforms of their own characteristics, business models and development strategies are different from the Black 5 adopted a different strategy and measures, but comprehensive look down the top, of course, Ali Lynx International and Jingdong Global purchase. He further pointed out that Lynx International and Jingdong currently dominate the domestic market, so they are mainly inviting foreign businessmen settled in and provide other supporting services. Amazon has 14 sites around the world, businesses in all countries to shop and sell these sites, therefore, it has its own unique resource advantages for importing e-commerce. However, due to its limited strength, Ocean Terminal and Little Red Book cannot be self-employed on a large scale. Therefore, it is mainly through the acquisition of handmade and indirect access to foreign merchant resources for transactions. The advantage of the giant cross-border e-commerce platform lies mainly in its mass user traffic resource advantages as well as the advantages of logistics, payment and other ecosystems, which can make up for its lack of expertise. K.N.B.T said on the other hand, small and medium-sized cross-border e-commerce companies are more professional, their consumption changes in overseas markets, user needs, supply chain protection, more comprehensive than the integrated platform. Nevertheless, K.N.B.T believes that after crazy chase and over bonuses, cross-border e-commerce, like many internet products, remains optimistic despite the optimistic outlook. However, small and medium-sized entrepreneurs are facing brutal reshuffle and their small and medium-sized platforms have a hard time surviving. In Lin Xiaong's view, 90% of small and medium-sized cross-border import e-commerce companies may have to withdraw from the market if the 4.8 New Deal is really implemented. Fortunately, The competent authorities made the decision of suspending implementation 3 times in succession, and the implementation time has now been postponed until the end of 2018. However, the industry believes that this is only a slow nothing. Logistics becomes the key to the success of globalization. Double 11 in the former, Black 5 in the future, e-commerce led consumers to buy from home to the world. In this process, the e-commerce platform, in addition to providing consumers with more diversified and more international choice of goods, the logistics sector has to face the problem. Logistics is the core competitiveness of cross-border e-commerce platforms.